Imagine you were the top 1% in Marvel Rivals in pretty much every single metric that you could have. What would that look like? Of course, it would be insane aim, great game sense, and spawn camping on support. Yeah, you heard that right. This is Sypeh. Rank 1 support player, has been rank 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 at the exact same time. Currently Marvel Rivals World Champion. He's a little bit good at the game, and he has shown zero signs of slowing down. As you can see, he went 5-0 in group stages with a 10-0 map score just a month ago. So most of you at this point have heard supports need to heal people, and your team has cried to you that the reason we're losing is there's not enough healing. What if I told you that healing is overrated and you just need to do a bunch of damage? If you have ever watched Sypeh play, he does damage in every single team fight. There's two main ways that Sypeh uses damage on support. One of them is that his team does not need healing, so he's going to deal damage. Instead of just pre-firing his team, trying to top them off like a lot of supports do, he's actively trying to shoot the enemy team. That one is pretty self-explanatory and should be common sense, although you see people straight up heal bot all the way to top 500. I mean, Jesus Christ, there's a guy named No Damage Rocket and one above all the time. The other way that he uses damage I think is highly overlooked by most people, and it is to pressure the people that can kill his team. So maybe his team is low health, but the only real threat to them is Hela. He will target Hela and only shoot at Hela, because if Hela is half health or lower, she cannot do damage without a huge risk. Now this is massive, because everybody always hears about how there's not enough healing, we're taking too much damage, things of that nature. But if you are shooting the only person that can deal a large amount of damage to your team, you are reducing the amount of healing that you have to do. It's basically just good decision making at that point. And this is not necessarily exclusive to Sypeh, pretty much every good support player will do this. However, I do think that he does it better than everybody else. I mean, I think the results speak for themselves. Who else is winning this much? Who else is rank 1 through 5? A lot of players treat support like a mobile medic simulator. You lock onto a teammate, and you're just terrified they'll disappear if you stop babysitting them for half a second. Meanwhile, the enemy team is just free firing on you and free peeking, free killing, because you refuse to lift up your gun and shoot back. But here's the truth. Healing does not win fights. Pressure does. Healing only buys time for your team to deal damage. But if no one is dealing damage, especially you, then you are just delaying the inevitable. Healing is a multiplier, not a win condition. If you only heal, you are multiplying by 0. The best support players don't spam heal like a panic button. They stabilize their team, and then they immediately pivot to creating value. They take duels they can win. They poke to force cooldowns. They burst targets when they see an open. They chase kills when it's free. They help tanks secure space instead of hiding 20 meters away. But most players are just terrified to stop healing because they think every bit of chip damage means the world is ending. You are not going to get erased from the server just because you got shot once. People are allowed to be 200 HP for a few seconds. Nobody is going to die. What actually loses games is your refusal to help end fights. You let enemies walk up uncontested, you let divers jump on your DPS for free, or your other support. You have to fight back. You can't just pocket them the entire time and scream for help. You have to fight back. You let flanks go unpunished despite literally having the perfect angle to shoot back at them and seeing them take the flank. And then at the end of the day, you look at the scoreboard and you go, hey, I have 20,000 healing. And if that's what your scoreboard looks like, chances are you contributed almost nothing except for delaying a loss. If you want to play support correctly, first off, watch a lot of Sypeh. This guy's pretty good at the game. Second, you need to break the habit of just heal spamming and start thinking like a hybrid role, not a nurse. Support is not a passive role. It is not a background job. You are a force multiplier and a damage dealer. You are supposed to enable your team and help secure kills, not just hold mouse 1 on the nearest body and pray that the enemy misses. Next time you queue support, only heal enough to keep your team alive, then stop. Then I want you to aim your crosshair at someone and shoot them. Pressure the angles, be a threat. Because if you don't, you are going to be hard stuck wherever you are, praying that your team carries you. And nobody wants to be in that position. A lot of this does boil down to you are doing what you're comfortable with. And maybe you're comfortable with this because you feel like if you stop healing, your team is going to get angry at you. But that is not how you get better. You need to limit test, and you have to do it with intention. So try things mid-game. Seriously, your ranked game does not matter. If you improve, you will get all of your points back and more. I guarantee it. You will rank up rather than just staying where you are. Take fights you're not sure about. Try different positions that you've never been in. Test what you can get away with.
Oh my god.
This is how you build real-time awareness. There are going to be times where you stop healing your team to do damage and your teammate does die. And maybe it is your fault. But oh well. The more that you do damage, the more that you will figure out when you have windows to deal that damage. And I also want to briefly touch on statistics. So, a lot of people like to say I have similar stats to Sypeh. Look at, I do 20,000 healing on average. Look, I do X amount of damage on average. He is doing these stats against one above all players. If you are in a diamond game and you are doing those numbers, that's a red flag. Because if you put Sypeh in a diamond lobby, he is going to do one of two things. Either he's going to out-heal and out-damage you by a mile, because the players are so much worse than him. Or he's going to have very low damage and very low healing, because he's so much better, he is just killing everything and he just wins the game too quick. It's one or the other. If the game goes long, he will completely stomp you in stats. If the game goes short, he just stomped the lobby and won too quick. And speaking of lower ranks and statistics, it is much easier to do damage in lower ranks because a lot of the support players do not do damage, so your team is taking less damage. And their DPS players, and tank players, but mainly DPS, have way worse aim. So therefore, they just do less damage. A gold Starlord, gold Hela player is going to miss a majority of their shots, meaning that your team is going to take drastically less damage than a one above all Hela. So because your team is taking drastically less damage, that means you have a lot more windows to deal damage. If you put me in a bronze lobby, I will probably barely heal my team. I will just walk around on Gambit or Loki, even Luna, and I will just kill the entire enemy team. I will not even think about healing my team that much. I'll heal my team if they are in front of me and they need healing, but other than that, I'm just going to walk around the lobby and just delete the enemy team. There's no reason for me to heal my team. I'll do some proper Sypeh VOD reviews soon, but if you enjoyed, be sure to subscribe. If you would like coaching from me, there's a link down below, and I will see you next time.